Hello YouTube, my name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka Wakanda Snatch One, because I got playing around. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail on the video, this is my AEW Revolution review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the entire video from all the way from the beginning, or towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more rest content doing the channel, and give me 30 likes on this video. Follow my social media down below in the description, and let's get started. Now, AEW Revolution was a good show for what it was. It was wild at the same time, and I'll give this show an 8 out of 10. It says, welcome to wrestling results for AEW Revolution on March 15, 2026, coming to you live from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California at a special start time of 8 p.m. Eastern Time. MJF will be putting the AEW World Championship on the line as he defends against Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match. If Page comes up short, then he will never be able to challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. Page caught MJF trying to cheat a coin flip to determine their stipulation for tonight's match as a means of avoiding competing in a Texas death match on February 25th episode of AEW Dynamite, with things between them culminating this past Wednesday on AEW Dynamite in a press conference that they became physical. Dakala will be putting the AEW Women's World Championship on the line tonight as she defends against former title holder Chris Statlander in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Chris Statlander has been looking to get a match since Dakala dethrones her at AEW Women's World Champion on the February 11th episode of AEW Dynamite. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks will be challenging Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler of FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. The Young Bucks became the #1 contenders to FTR's AEW World Tag Team Champions on February 11th when they defeated the Rascals, Myron Reed and Desmond Xavier, and Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn in a 3-way #1 contenders match. John Moxley will be putting the Continental Championship on the line for the first time since retaining at AEW Grand Slam Australia on February 14th as he defends against Konosuke Takeshita in a match without a time limit draw. Takeshita previously challenged John Moxley for his title at Grand Slam Australia, but was unsuccessful to dethrone him due to the match ending in a time limit draw. Takeshita's Don Callis family member stablemate Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, and Kazuchika Okada will be putting the AEW World Trios Championship on the line for the first time since dethroning Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight, and the aforementioned Page as title holder on the March 4th episode of Dynamite as they defend against Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, a female star Realistico. Kyle Fletcher successfully defended his TNT Championship against this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Another member of the Don Callis family will be in action as Andrade Adilo collides with reigning Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito after Bandito made it known that he wanted a fight on February 25th episode of Dynamite, and Andrade Adilo answers his open challenge, with the two men later coming face to face with one another backstage. One half of the Timeless Love Bombs, Toni Storm, will be in action as she squares off with Maria Shafir of the Death Riders, with everyone else banned from ringside. While this will mark the first time that the two women have met one another in singles competition since the January 7th of Dynamite, they met one another in mixed tag team matches when Toni Storm and Orange Cassidy scored wins against Maria Shafir and Ray Liotta at Grand Slam Australia, and Maria Shafir is the aforementioned John Moxley at AEW House Rules Australia on February 15th. Coming off his win against Gravity on the March 7 episode of AEW Collision. Swerve Strickland looks to score another win tonight as he goes head to head with Brody King. Both men have stacked their claim as the most dangerous men in AEW over the course of the past couple of weeks, with Brody King calling out Swerve Strickland on March 4th, only for Swerve Strickland to use his chain to choke him and put the entire AEW roster on notice. Alright. Additionally, Ricochet will be putting the AEW National Championship on the line against Tommaso Ciampa and 19 other in a 20-man Blackjack Battle Royal on the 0 hour pre-show. Begins at 7:37 p.m. Eastern Time. The Information Cross will be challenging Bella Nightingale for her TBS champion on the 0 hour pre-show, as well prior to their AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match on the main card. And Big Boom AJ will be competing in a AEW ring for the first time since the November 22nd, 2025 episode of AEW Collision, as himself and QT Marshall takes on the infantry, Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. Alright. We are a live as Cowboy Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness greet audience at home as the infantry makes their way to the ring. Big Boom AJ, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and the wrestler follow. So we get the kickoff match right here. Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall accompanied by Big Boom and AJ and QT Marshall accompanied by Big Justice, the wrestler and Aaron Solo versus the infantry accompanied by Shane Taylor Promotions 0 hour pre-show. This was a average match for what it was. The Battle Rings and Charlie Bravo fires off right hands on AJ in the corner as QT Marshall brawls with Sean Dean. AJ levels Dean with a clothesline, but QT Marshall tags in and runs Dean with a step up insecurity. AJ lands a power slam on Dean, and Marshall flies out of the ring to level Bravo and Dean on the outside. Dean and Bravo get in Wayne Brady's face on the outside before Dean rains down right hands on Marshall in the ring. Chris XO levels Marshall with a big boot on the outside, but the Rizzler gets in her face. Bravo pins Marshall, but Marshall kicks out and tags in Dean. Dean looks to fly off the top rope, but Marshall catches him with the right hand and tags in AJ. AJ sends Dean crashing into the mat, delivers a sit-up powerbomb to Bravo, then goes for a pin, but Dean breaks the fall. Bravo and Dean look to land a double stomp on AJ, but AJ moves out of the way. Marshall takes them out. Marshall then runs the ropes, but Shane Taylor low bridges him over the top rope and out of the ring. Taylor gets in Brady's face on the outside and takes off his hat, but Brady takes off his sunglasses and slaps Taylor. Taylor grabs Brady by his shirt and pulls him to the ringside area, but the Rizzler gets in Taylor's face. Taylor shows the Rizzler, but Justice spears him on the outside, and AJ delivers a crossbody off the top to level the Infinity and Taylor. AJ dumps Bravo inside the ring and gets him up. AJ and QT Marshall then lands a Doomsday device on Bravo for the win. The winner of the match, Big Boom, AJ, and QT Marshall. This was an average match for what it was. Alright. It said Lena Cross then makes her way to the ring. Will Nightingale follows. Alright, so we get a tag team match. So we get Willow Nightingale versus... so we get Willow Nightingale versus Lena Cross for the TBS Championship 0 Hour pre-show. And this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie, this match was pretty good for what it was. The bell rings and the two lock up. Will Nightingale locks the level Cross with a shoulder tackle, but Cross stays on her feet and fires off shoulders on Will Nightingale. Midsection in the corner. Cross then levels Will Nightingale with a shoulder tackle, but Will Nightingale fires off clotheslines on Cross in the corner. Will Nightingale extends to the top rope, but Cross pulls her off in an electric chair position and sends her crashing to the top rope. Into the top turnbuckle. Face first, she goes for a pin, but Cross kicks out, and Will Nightingale sends her crashing into the barricade, spine first on the outside. Cross responds by sending Will Nightingale crashing into the barricade, shoulder first, and Will Nightingale grabs her shoulders. As Cross dumps her back in the ring. Alright. Cross wears down Will Nightingale with a submission hold. Then there's Will Nightingale to clock her. Will Nightingale shoves Cross and fires off clotheslines on her. But Cross catches Will Nightingale with a boot. Will Nightingale then extends the shoulder, ascends to the middle rope, and delivers a missile drop kick on Cross. The two women exchange forearms with one another, but Will Nightingale fires off forearms and collides on Karrion Kross in the corner. Will Nightingale connects with a spine buster on Cross and goes for a pin, but Cross kicks out and rocks Will Nightingale with a forearm. Will Nightingale responds with a chop, but Cross responds with one of her own, and the two go back and forth. Alright. Cross sends Will Nightingale crashing into the mat with a modified TKO and pins her, but Will Nightingale kicks out, and Cross looks to land a moonsault on her off the ropes. Will Nightingale sees Cross coming and roll out of the ring. Rolling out of the way, but Cross sets up for a jackhammer on Will Nightingale. Will Nightingale escapes and manages to execute a backslide on Cross for the win. The winner of the match is and still your TBS champion, Willow Nightingale. This match was pretty good for what it was. After the match, Megan Bayne joins Cross in ring, and the pair beat down Will Nightingale and retreat when Harley Cameron comes to Will Nightingale's aid with a poke in her hand. The participants in the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW National Championship then makes their way to the ring, with referee preventing Gaza Wanagi from joining Ricochet as they aren't competing in this match. So we get the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for AEW National Champion 0 Hour pre-show, and this was okay for what it was. The bell rings and everyone begins brawling with one another on the outside. AR Fox brawls with Rush, but Rush levels him with a headbutt. AR Fox doubles several people with moonsaults on the outside. But Leo Rush delivers a dive through the middle rope to take out several competitors. Dalton Castle brawls with Kazuchika Shibata, while Commander walks the ropes and flies over the top rope to level several others on the outside. Several competitors finally enter the ring as Austin Gunn whips Jack Perry and Ace Austin into a few competitors a few competitors stack in the corner. Juice Robinson then whips gun into the people in the corner, but Ricochet fires off stops on gun in the corner. Jack Perry pounces on Ricochet and bites him, but Daniel Garcia pulls Ricochet out of the ring to help him escape Jack Perry's grasp. Jack Perry joining their pair on the outside, but Garcia still sends him crashing over the barricade. Juice Robinson takes out Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero as Juice Robinson sends Rocky Romero crashing out of the ring over the top rope to eliminate him. Rocky Romero has been eliminated. Rocky Romero goes after Juice Robinson and the Beast Motaros. Rush joins him. Austin Gunn and Gunn help him out, but Leo Rush eliminates Gunn. Austin Gunn has been eliminated. Ace Austin goes after LFI, but Commander takes the out himself, and Rush lands a double boot on AR Fox midsection in the corner, but AR Fox lands a cutter on Colin. Colin delivers a backbreaker to AR Fox, then dumps him over the top rope. AR Fox lands on the apron, but Colin rocks him. What's that? But Dawson, but I'm not Dalton Castle, but Colin rocks home with an insecurity to send him to the back. AR Fox has been eliminated. Juice Robinson lands a senton on TV, but TV rocks Robinson with an insecurity. Austin sends TV crashing over the top rope and on the apron. But TV lands on the ropes. Juice Robinson then delivers a clothesline to TV to eliminate him. The winner, Johnny TV has been eliminated. That's what I was trying to say. Kajori, what was I? It says Kajori Shibata exchanged right hands. Right, yeah, Kajori Shibata exchanged right hands with Scorpio Sky, but Scorpio Sky is sent crashing over the top rope to send him to the back. Tommaso Ciampa then eliminates Rush to send him crashing to the back. Alright. It says Scorpio Sky and Leo Rush has been eliminated. Motaro's Leo Rush and Dralistico triple team on Shibata, but Shibata rocks Motaro's with a boot. Dralistico and Andy Bones are then eliminated by Ricochet, but Dalton Castle sneaks up behind him and delivers the bang ring to him. Dralistico and Andy Bones has been eliminated. Beast Motaros delivers a tornado to Castle, then sends Castle over the top and onto the floor, along with Leo Rush that sends him to the back. So Dalton Castle has been eliminated. Commander delivers a tornado to Castle, then sends Castle over the top rope and onto the floor. Onto the floor. What was I? Then crash over the top rope onto the floor to eliminate him when Motaros charged at him. So the Beast Motaros has been eliminated. Commander is sent crashing onto the apron, but hang onto the top rope. He then eliminates Trent Beretta and Daniel Garcia, but Ciampa eliminates Commander, who runs in to eliminate her. Trent Beretta and Daniel Garcia and Commander has been eliminated. Rush whips Austin into the corner and fires off double stomps on him. He catches Austin with a kick and strikes his signature pose. And the two men exchange shots on the apron, but Juice Robinson catches. It says Juice Robinson catches Rush with hand to. He said with hand to eliminate him. Shibata then sends Juice Robinson crashing onto the ring apron over the top rope. Over the rope. Austin then catches Shibata with a kick to eliminate him, but Rush gets back in the ring. Austin sends him crashing over the rope to eliminate Shibata. Austin dumps Ricochet over the top rope, but Ciampa sends Austin crashing over the top rope while Ricochet hangs on. Hangs on Ciampa. Eliminates him with the running knee. The winner of Ace Austin has been eliminated. Tommaso Ciampa brawls with Juice Robinson on the ring apron, but Juice Robinson managed to eliminate Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa has been eliminated. We are live in the main show. Jeff Perry eliminates Colin, but Ricochet catches him with a spirit gun. Okay. Being the final two men in the ring, Jeff Perry runs over Ricochet with a clothesline. He looks to deliver a German suplex, but Ricochet lands on his feet. Both men go over to the top rope and land on the apron, but Jeff Perry hangs onto Ricochet to avoid touching the floor. Jack Perry levels Ricochet and extends to the top rope, but Ricochet gets Jack Perry on his shoulders. Jack Perry then delivers a reverse hurricanrana to Ricochet to send him crashing onto the floor and eliminates him. So Ricochet has been eliminated. The winner and your new international champion, Jack Perry. This is well deserved by Jack Perry. Alright. After the match, Ricochet used a chair to hit the ring step out of frustration. As Jack Perry celebrates becoming national champion with his mother. The Young Bucks and their children then make their way to the ring, as their parents are in the ring to watch this match. Watch the action. FTR follows. Alright. So we get FTR coming by Stokely versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. This was a good tag team match in my opinion, but the Young Bucks should have won. Matt Jackson and Dax Harwood begin the action. The bell rings and the two lock up. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson close on each other. Close on Cash Wheeler and at end of the ring to join Will Nightingale and Nick Jackson fires off chops. It said Nick Jackson fires off chops on Wheeler as Matt Jackson brawls with Harwood. Matt Jackson then sends Wheeler crashing into the barricade. All four men to the ring, and the Young Bucks delivers a sunset flip. German suplex combination to Harwood. To Harwood, as all men return to the ring, the Young Bucks delivers a sunset flip German suplex combination to Harwood. Harwood and Wheeler deliver a assisted power drive to Matt Jackson on the apron. Now Nick Jackson is sent crashing into the announcer table. To announcer desk. Announcer desk face first and begins bleeding. Wheeler fires off right hands on Nick Jackson back inside the ring. The tag out to Wheeler Yuta. Nick rocks Wheeler and Harwood with a super kick, and then pins him. Harwood kicks out. Then Harwood kicks out. He said Wheeler with a kick, and they land missile drop kick, senton combination on FTR. Matt Jackson tags in the levels Wheeler and Harwood with their right hand. He lands a back body drop on Harwood, but Wheeler catches him with a kick. Matt levels Wheeler and fires up right hands and chops on him, and then delivers a neckbreaker to Harwood off the ring apron and onto the floor. Matt Jackson regroups with one of his sons at ringside, and his son gets him fired up. Matt Jackson looked to fly into the ring from the apron, but Harwood trips him and parades the injured. What was that? It says FTR. I was at Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, the sharpshooter on FTR, but FTR crawls over to the bottom, crawls over to the bottom rope to break the hold. Nick Jackson fires into the ring from the apron and lands a face bust on Harwood, but Wheeler takes him out on the outside. Harwood sends Matt Jackson crashing onto the apron, and the two men exchange right hands before the Young Bucks lands vertical suplexes for FTR off the ring apron and onto the floor. The referee begins a 10 count, but the Young Bucks slides into the ring. Nick Jackson tags in the Young Bucks, dumps FTR back into the ring. They have a super kick party for FTR. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson set up for Melzer driver, but Stokely stands up and trips Nick Jackson. Fall FTR. Why I said FTN? Fall FTR. FTR then catches Nick Jackson with a shatter machine and gets pinned, but Nick Jackson kicks out. FTR then lands an assistant power driver on Nick Jackson, and Harwood pins him, but Nick Jackson gets his foot on the bottom rope to break the fall at the very last second. Alright, FTR have a super kick party with Nick Jackson and deliver a BTE trigger to him, but Nick Jackson becomes fired up and lands the BTE trigger on Harwood. Nick Jackson pins Harwood, but Harwood kicks out. Nick Jackson then lands a dive through the middle rope to take out Stokely on the outside as the Young Bucks connects with the Melzer driver on Harwood. Nick Jackson then pins Harwood, but Harwood kicks out and FTR catches with the shatter machine for the win. The winner of the match FTR. Yeah, the winner of the match is still your AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR. Alright, after the match the lights go out. When they come back, the words even in revenge appears to the screen. Adam Copeland and he makes his way out. Christian Cage music hits and he sneaks up behind FTR. He sprays something in Wheeler's face and lands a kill switch on Harwood. Copeland spears Wheeler, leaving Stokely leaving Stokely along with Copeland and Cage in the ring. Cage connects with a kill switch on Stokely and Copeland delivers. I'm sorry. What was I? It says leaving Stokely along with Copeland and Cage in the ring. Cage connects with a kill switch on Stokely and Copeland dumps him out of the ring. Copeland and Cage hold up the AEW World Tag Team Championship belts. They stare at the Young Bucks and leave the belt laying in the ring. Maria Shafir then makes her way to the ring. Toni Storm follows. Alright, so we get Toni Storm versus Maria Shafir. Everyone else is banned from ringside. Let me take a sip of my water. And this match right here, this was a decent match in my opinion. The bell rings and Maria Shafir blindsides Toni Storm with a super kick, and as Toni Storm pulls in the ring, she connects with a chop on Toni Storm and connects with a pair of kicks on her chest. Then delivers a second chop to Toni Storm's chest and catches her with the uppercut. She delivers a knee strike to Toni Storm's face, then flies off mocking boots on her face and wears down Toni Storm with a submission hold. Maria Shafir lands an arm drag on Toni Storm and mockingly shakes her hand, then continues to wear her down. Toni Storm catches Maria Shafir in a sleeper hold, but Maria Shafir sends her crashing into the mat, spine first, and delivers a German suplex to her. The two women then end up on the ring apron, but Maria Shafir catches Toni Storm with a series of kicks to her spine and the chest on the outside. Toni Storm bites Maria Shafir's foot and then dumps her back in the ring. Then delivers a pair of hip attacks to her in the corner and follows it up with Toni Storm. Follows it up with a Storm Zero. She goes for a pin, but Maria Shafir kicks out before Toni Storm managed to roll her up for the win. The winner of the match, Toni Storm. This match right here between Toni Storm and Maria Shafir, this was a decent match for what it was. After the match, Ronda Rousey appears out of the ring and calls for Toni Storm to get back in the ring. Toni Storm obliges and the two stare one other down. Security and officials run out to keep the pair separated, with Maria Shafir clockling Toni Storm from behind, and she sits on the ring apron. Ronda Rousey and Maria Shafir lead through the crowd as Mina Sakura checks on Toni Storm. So this means Ronda Rousey's finna join the Death Riders. Now you know how everybody feels about Ronda Rousey. Alright. Anyway, Jon Moxley then makes his way to the ring. Konosuke Takeshita follows. Let me take a sip of my water. Alright. So we get Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita, accompanied by Don Callis for the AEW Continental Championship. And this match was fantastic, but Konosuke Takeshita got that dog in him. I don't care what nobody say. This was a fantastic match between Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. When it comes to Konosuke Takeshita got that dog in him. And that's all I gotta say. This match was fantastic. The bell rings and the two lock up. Takeshita lands the Takeshita line on Jon Moxley, and the pair exchange forearms with one another before Jon Moxley delivers a toe suicide to Takeshita on the outside. Jon Moxley sends Takeshita crashing into the chair on the outside, and then dumps him back in the ring and rains down right hands on him. Jon Moxley bites Takeshita in a corner, but Takeshita catches Jon Moxley with a boot. Jon Moxley responds with a chop block to Takeshita's knee and sends it repeatedly bouncing off the mat. Then wrenches back on it and locks in a figure four leg lock on him. Takeshita crawls over the bottom rope to escape, then delivers a belly to back power driver and a wheelbarrow suplex on Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley then sends Takeshita crashing into the ring apron face first and lands a power driver on him back in the ring. He goes for a pin, but Takeshita kicks out. Jon Moxley rains down right hands on Takeshita, then delivers a second power driver to him and goes for a pin. Takeshita kicks out, but John Moxley changes in a crossface on him. Takeshita powers up to his feet and levels John Moxley with a clothesline, then delivers a knee to the back of John Moxley's neck and bites his face as the two men teeter on the ropes. Takeshita delivers an exploder superplex to John Moxley off the ropes. Then runs over John Moxley with their running knee and goes for a pin. John Moxley kicks out, but Takeshita gets fired up and raging fire. John Moxley levels Takeshita to avoid it, but Takeshita powers up to his feet and delivers a second exploder suplex to John Moxley. John Moxley responds with an exploder suplex off his home, and the two exchange exploder suplex before John Moxley runs over Takeshita with a clothesline and goes for a pin. Takeshita kicks out. Takeshita delivers a raging fire to John Moxley and pins him, but John Moxley kicks out and at the last second to become the first man to kick out of the move. Takeshita then sets up for a running knee on John Moxley, but his knee gives out. This opens the door for John Moxley to land a Death Rider on Takeshita and pins him, but Takeshita somehow managed to kick out. John Moxley and Takeshita teeter on the ropes, but John Moxley delivers a Death Rider to Takeshita off the middle rope. He goes for a pin, but Takeshita kicks out on John Moxley changes in the Bulldog choke on Takeshita. Takeshita fades. The winner is still your AEW Continental Champion, John Moxley. This match was fantastic. But Konosuke, Takeshita got that dog in him, and that's all I gotta say. This match was fantastic. After the match, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia joined John Moxley at ringside. John Moxley extends his hand to Takeshita, and while Takeshita entirely looks to leave the ring, he ultimately gets back in the ring and shakes John Moxley's hand. After the match, the lights goes out. A video begins playing of a lab technician looking at an x-ray of a neck, and we see Will Ospreav training. Will Ospreav then makes his way out to the ring and goes straight after John Moxley. He takes out Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia, then stands tall in the ring. So Will Ospreav is back, right? This is no clickbait. Will Ospreav appeared at AEW Revolution, and Will Ospreav is coming after John Moxley for his Continental Championship. And I definitely want to see Will Ospreav as AEW Continental Championship again. That's all I gotta say, and I'm looking forward to that. We then head back to the medical office where Will Nightingale's shoulder is being taped up, and she tells Renee Paquette that she's being medically cleared. As Harley Cameron Harley Cameron sits next to her. The pair then follows Lena Cross and Megan Bain to the ring. Alright, so we get the next match. So we get Will Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus Megan Bain and Lena Cross, accompanied by Penelope Ford for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions. And this tag team match right here, this was a quick tag team match. The bell rings and Megan Bain and Lena Cross take out Will Nightingale. Megan Bain lands a splash on Harley Cameron in the corner. Lena Cross tag in and levels Harley Cameron with their clothesline, then tags out to Megan Bain. Megan Bain and Harley Cameron teeter on the ropes, but Harley Cameron sends Megan Bain crashing off of them. Lena Cross and Will Nightingale tagging, and Will Nightingale fires off forearms and chops on both Megan Bain and Lena Cross. Will Nightingale runs over Megan Bain with a shoulder pounce, then delivers a Death Valley driver on Lena Cross. Will Nightingale and Harley Cameron then rocks Megan Bain and Lena Cross with the insecurity. Lena Cross catches Will Nightingale with a kick to her head, but Will Nightingale pins Lena Cross. Lena Cross kicks out, then lands a double choke slam on Will Nightingale with Megan Bayne. Lena Cross then pins Will Nightingale for the win. The winner and your new AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. Now this was a quick tag team match, what it was. Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana then makes their way to the ring. Brody King follows, and Bryan Danielson takes over Nigel McGuinness' spot at the announcer desk. So we get the next match. Swerve Strickland accompanied by Prince Nana versus Brody King. And this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie to you. This match right here, it wasn't bad, but it was just pretty good for what it was. The bell rings, the two men exchange right hands with one another. Brody King levels Swerve Strickland with a series of charges. I don't even know why I say Lexus King. But anyway, it's Brody King. But Swerve Strickland catches Brody King with house call and delivers a double stomp to him over the top rope and on the ring apron. Swerve Strickland tears off part of the turnbuckle's padding to expose the turnbuckle. Then sends Brody King crashing into a face first. Brody King responds by sending Swerve Strickland crashing into one of the barricade spine first. Then sends him crashing into another barricade and wrenches back on Lester King's finger. Is using another exposed turnbuckle. Brody King sends Swerve Strickland crashing into the ring spine first, and then the two men exchange strikes with one another. Swerve Strickland sends Brody King crashing into the ring apron with a sit-out powerbomb. Swerve Strickland explodes another one of the turnbuckles and jams the side of Brody King's head into it. But Brody King sends Swerve Strickland crashing into the corner and sets him on the top rope. Swerve Strickland escapes, but Brody King lands a crossbody on Swerve Strickland and connects with a cannonball on him that sends Swerve Strickland head crashing into the exposed turnbuckle. He delivers a Mochoku driver to Swerve Strickland and goes for a pin, but Swerve Strickland kicks out. Brody King sets up for a Gonzo bomb on Swerve Strickland to send him crashing into the exposed concrete, but Swerve Strickland escapes and delivers a vertebraker into Brody King on the exposed concrete. He slides back in the ring as the referee begins a 10 count, but Brody King beats it. Swerve Strickland catches Brody King with a swerve stomp off the top rope and pins him, but Brody King quickly kicks out. Swerve Strickland then catches Brody King with a pair of house calls for the win. The winner of the match, Swerve Strickland. This match was quick, and that's all I gotta say. After the match, Prince Nana grabs a center block from under the ring and places Brody King's head on top of it. Brody King extends to the top rope, but Kenny Omega's music hits and he runs out to the ring to force Swerve Strickland to retreat. Brody King then holds up Kenny Omega's hand. Chris Statlander then makes her way to the ring. The caller follows. Alright, so we get the caller versus Chris Statlander in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW Women's World Champion. This match was amazing. This was fantastic. The bell rings, the caller gets out of the ring. Chris Statlander chases her back inside and delivers a clothesline to her. Then sends her crashing into the corner spine first. Chris Statlander delivers a vertical superplex to the caller and pins her, but the caller kicks out. The caller rolls up Chris Statlander, but Chris Statlander kicks out. The caller catches Chris Statlander in a trio of kicks in their head and pins her once again. But Chris Statlander kicks out. The caller then pins Chris Statlander while holding onto the ropes to score the first fall. So the winner of the first fall, the caller, Chris Statlander delivers a drop kick to the caller to send her crashing off the ring apron and onto the floor. She follows it up with a suplex, but the caller sends Chris Statlander crashing into the ring, post spine first. She delivers a double stomp to Chris Statlander's spine, then dumps her back in the ring and pins her. Chris Statlander kicks out. The collar wrenches back on, so Chris Statlander using the ropes, but Chris Statlander levels the collar with a clothesline and follows it up with a suplex. She goes for a pin, but the collar kicks out and lands a crossbody on Chris Statlander on the outside. Chris Statlander screws up the collar on one shoulder, but the collar escapes. Chris Statlander managed to send the collar crashing into two adjacent barricades repeatedly, then sends her crashing into the ring steps and dumps her back in the ring. She lands a running knee. She lands a running knee on the collar, then follows it up with a Machoka driver and goes for a pin. The collar kicks out and fires off chops on Chris Statlander, but Chris Statlander stays standing and sends the collar crashing into the mat. With Saturday Night's Fever to score a fall. So the winner of fall to Chris Statlander. The collar pretends to be injured, but sends Chris Statlander crashing into the referee. She kicks the referee in his midsection and removes his belt, but Chris Statlander fends off the collar and lands a second Saturday Night Fever on the collar. She goes for a pin, but the referee is still down. Sky Blue and Julia Hart appear, but Chris Statlander leashes them with the referee belt and takes them out with a double clothesline. The referee comes out and grabs his belt from Chris Statlander, open the door for the collar to land a spear and two curb stomps on Chris Statlander for the win. The winner and still your AEW Women's World Champion, the collar. This match was physical at the same time, but I still enjoyed this match. This match was fantastic as well too. Jaspi and Malisco then makes their way to the ring. The Don Callis family follows. So we get the Don Callis family versus Jaspi and Malisco for the AEW World Trios Champion. This was a fun match to watch. Kevin Knight and Mark Davis begin the action. The bell rings and Kevin Knight delivers a body slam to Mark Davis. Speedball Mike Bailey sends Kyle Fletcher crashing out of the ring to join Mark Davis, and Malisco delivers an arm drag to Kazuchika Okada off the top rope to level him. Malisco then lands a top suicide to level the Don Callis family on the outside. Malisco and Jaspi run the ropes, but the Don Callis family tripped them from the outside, and fires off stomps on Kevin Knight and in the ring. Malisco rocks Kyle Fletcher with the enziguri and takes down both him and Mark Davis. Alright. Bailey and Kevin Knight sends Kyle Fletcher and Okada crashing out of the ring. Then delivers top suicide to Kyle Fletcher. Okada and Mark Davis with Malisco. Malisco then pins Okada, but Okada kicks out and lands a shotgun drop kick on Malisco in the corner. And Jaspi then stares down Kyle Fletcher and Okada in the middle of the ring and levels them with a double drop kick. Okada flips off Kevin Knight, but Kevin Knight bites Okada's fingers. Okada responds with a drop kick to Kevin Knight, and Kyle Fletcher delivers a super kick to Mike Bailey. When Bailey goes for Okada, Malisco levels Okada and Kyle Fletcher with a double crossbody. Mike Bailey delivers a moonsault knee drop to Mark Davis. Malisco delivers a tornado DDT to Kyle Fletcher, and Kevin Knight spikes him with a DDT of his own. Mike Bailey lands a moonsault drop moonsault knee drop on Kyle Fletcher and pins him. But Okada sends himself and Kevin Knight crashing into a pair to break the fall. Mark Davis lands a pile driver on Mike Bailey and pins him, but Mike Bailey kicks out. Kevin Knight makes the blonde tag in, and Mike Bailey delivers a moonsault off the ropes to level Kyle Fletcher on the outside. Kevin Knight delivers a springboard clothesline to Okada and pins him, but Okada kicks out. Malisco sends Kyle Fletcher crashing into the mat. Face bursts and chinching a crossface on Kyle Fletcher. Mike Bailey rides Mark Davis with a super kick, and Kevin Knight lands the UFO splash on Mark Davis. Kevin Knight then pins Mark Davis for the win. The winner in your new trios tag team match, Jet Speed and Malisco. And this was a great match. This was a good match. This was a fun match to watch. I'm sorry. A graphic then appears on the jumbo screen announcing that Malisco is officially All Elite. Andrade Adilo and Don Callis then makes their way to the ring. Bandito follows. So we get Bandito versus Andrade Adilo, coming by Don Callis. And this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie to you. This match was pretty good too. The Battle Rings and the two lock up. They take turns tangling up one another in submission holds, but Bandito rips off his pants to reveal a pair of trunks underneath as he becomes fired up. Andrade Adilo runs him over with a knee strike, but Bandito delivers a clothesline to him, and then to him in the corner, and catches him with a boot. The action spills out of the ring, and Bandito delivers a hurricanrana to Andrade off the ring apron. He dumps Andrade back in the ring and looks to fly off the top rope, but Andrade Adilo catches him with a powerbomb and sends him crashing into one of the barricades face first on the outside. He takes off his own pants to reveal trunks underneath, then takes a selfie with a female fan in the crowd. Andrade dumps Bandito back in the ring and pins him, but Bandito kicks out. Andrade Adilo wears him down with a submission hold. Bandito sends Andrade Adilo crashing into the mat face first with a stun dog millionaire, then sends him crashing out of the ring and flies over the top rope to level Andrade Adilo on the outside. Bandito lands a German suplex on Andrade Adilo, but Andrade Adilo responds with a Three Amigos on Bandito. Bandito then catches Andrade Adilo with a moonsault off the top rope, but Andrade Adilo catches him with a moonsault off the ropes and takes a selfie with a different female fan in the crowd. He puts his number into her phone and dumps Bandito back in the ring. Bandito rolls up Andrade Adilo, but Andrade Adilo kicks out, but Bandito rocks him with the enziguri. Andrade Adilo catches Bandito with the knee and pins him, but Bandito kicks out and gets Andrade up on his shoulders and delivers a kick to his spine and then connects with a 21 plex on him. He goes for a pin. Andrade Adilo kicks out, then delivers the message to Bandito off the middle rope for the win. The winner of the match, Andrade Adilo. This was a fun match. What it was. The Dawes then make their way to the ring. Orange Cassidy, Roger Strong, and Darby Allin follows. Alright. Alright. So we get the next match. So we get Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, and David Finlay versus Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Darby Allin. And this match was not bad, but this was a okay match. This match was okay for what it was. The bell rings and Roderick Strong begins brawling with Connors, and as Darby Allin brawls with Gabe Kidd, and Orange Cassidy delivers a toe suicide with delivers. The bell rings and Roger Strong begins brawling with Connors as Darby Allin brawls with Gabe Kidd, and Orange Cassidy delivers a total suicide to Finley. Connors runs over Cassidy inside the ring and fires off a couple of open hand strikes on Roger Strong. Roger Strong sends Connors crashing out of the ring with a drop kick and exchange shots with Gabe Kidd, but Gabe Kidd sends Roger Strong crashing into the mat face first and levels him with a right hand. Darby Allin sneaks up behind Gabe Kidd and delivers a cold red to him, then goes for a pin. Then goes for a pin. Where was I? Let me see. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm having a technical. Oh, there it is. Hold on, give me a second. Where was I? It goes for a pin. It goes for a pin. Finley transitions into a pin of his own on Darby Allin, but Darby Allin kicks out. Orange Cassidy looks to fly off the top rope to take out Finley, but Finley catches him and sends him crashing into the mat. Gabe Kidd and Connors then delivers a boot to Darby Allin's midsection, but Darby Allin takes him out with a double drop kick. Gabe Kidd tags in as Connors sends Orange Cassidy crashing into the barricade on the outside spine first. Connors lands a shoulder on Darby Allin's midsection, but Cassidy looks to land his signature chop on the dogs. Gabe Kidd levels Orange Cassidy with a forearm, but Roger Strong comes to Cassidy's aid and begins leveling the dogs. Roger Strong delivers an angle slam to Gabe Kidd, then sends Orange Cassidy crashing into Gabe Kidd and Connors and adjacent corners as a means of wearing them down. Roger Strong then sends Connors crashing into Orange Cassidy's knee, and Orange Cassidy grabs zip ties and scissors from the toolbox. Orange Cassidy hands the zip tie to Darby Allin before Darby Allin delivers a coffin drop to level the dogs on the outside and dumps Connors into the rug. Roger Strong then delivers a gut buster to Connors and pins him, but Connors kicks out. Darby Allin cinches in a sharpshooter on Gabe Kidd as Roger Strong locks in a Boston Crab on Connors, but Finley breaks both holds while he has Orange Cassidy in an electric chair position. Connors spears Orange Cassidy and Gabe Kidd grabs Darby Allin skateboard on the outside. Darby Allin catches Gabe Kidd with their right hand, but Gabe Kidd looks to land a vertical suplex on Darby Allin. Darby Allin escapes and uses the skateboard to hit Gabe Kidd on his spine, with opening the door for Connors to take him down. Roger Strong and Finley deliver the GTS to him. Alright. Connors then rolls up Orange Cassidy, but Roger Strong breaks the hold. With a running knee, Orange Cassidy then lands an orange punch on Connors, and Roger Strong follows it up with a backbreaker to him. Orange Cassidy then pins Connors for the win. The winner of the match, Orange Cassidy, Roger Strong, and Darby Allin. This match was fun to watch, and that's all I gotta say. After the match, Darby Allin stacks up the entrance ramp and mocks Gabe Kidd, and then heads to the back with Roger Strong and Orange Cassidy. Hangman Adam Page then makes his way to the ring with barbed wire wrapped around his arm. MJF follows. Alright, so we get the main event of the evening. So we get MJF versus Adam Page for the AEW World Championship in a Texas Death Match. This match was fantastic, and that's all I gotta say. But Hangman Page should have won. The bell rings and both men go straight after one another. They fire off right hands with one another, but Page hits MJF with his hand wrapped in barbed wire and fires off stomps on him in the corner. Page and MJF brawl into the crowd, and Page rains down right hands on MJF. He takes a sip of beer from a fan and momentarily celebrates with the crowd, then dumps Page back into the ringside area. Page grabs a garbage can lid from under the ring and dumps it inside, but MJF takes out Page. Page quickly recovers and looks to hit MJF with the garbage can lid, but MJF retreats out of the ring. Page hits MJF with the lid, then grabs a staple gun from under the ring and uses a card wishing MJF a happy birthday to cut webbing between MJF's fingers. Page then staples the card to MJF's chest and rips out of the card. Page brings a window in the ring and sets it up in the corner, but MJF grabs the window and cracks it across Page's spine. Page sends MJF crashing into the glass of the broken window, and the referee begins a 10 count. Page stops him and drags MJF across the glass chest first, then grabs a barbed wire he had wrapped around he hand and jabs it into MJF's fingers, onto his forehead. MJF begins to bleed as Page used the barbed wire to chance in a crossface on MJF. The action spills back out of the ring, and Page grabs a table from under the ring. MJF sends Page crashing into the barricade face first and dumps him back in the ring. Then grabs a piece of broken glass from the window and cut Page's forehead with it. That was a brutal spot right there. MJF sends Page crashing into a pile of broken glass from the window with a body slam. Then grabs a broom from under the ring and sweeps the broken glass from the window out of the ring. He looked to crack the broom across Page, but Page grabs the broom from him and breaks the broomstick in half. MJF grabs one half of the broomstick from Page and hits him with it on his head. Then cracks a chair across his spine and takes a seat in it. Alright, MJF cracks the chair across Page's spine once again. Then Page grabs a string from under the ring. He punches the string through Page's mouth, the syringe through Page's mouth and cheek. Then sends him crashing on top of a chair wrapped in barbed wire and sets up a table on the outside. MJF looks to grab the chair wrapped in barbed wire, but Page staples it on steps on it and stops him from doing so. Crack the chair across MJF's spine. Page and MJF crashing into the chair wrapped in barbed wire, and that's being set up in the corner. Then looks to land a Orihara moonsault on MJF. MJF avoids it and throws the barbed wire wrapped chair at Page's face, but Page delivers a dead eye to MJF off the apron through the table on the outside. Page dumps MJF's back inside the ring, but MJF bites Page and sits him on the top rope. He delivers a tombstone to Page through a second table on the outside. The referee begins a 10 count. Both men power up to their feet and return to the ring. Intensely stare one another down, then levels each other with right hands, and each grab a light tube from under the ring. Alright, Page cracks his light tube over MJF's head at the top of the entrance ramp, then grabs a pile of skewers and looks to jam them into MJF's head. MJF fights off Page, but Page overpowers him and jams the skewers into his head. The referee begins a 10 count, but MJF somehow managed to beat it. Page grabs a chain dog collar from under the ring, then wraps it around MJF's neck and then in the ropes. He grabs a table from under the ring, then places a barbed wire on the top of it, and sets up the dead eye on MJF. MJF avoids it. MJF avoids it and pulls Page off the top rope, sending him crashing through the table with the board of barbed wire. The referee begins a 10 count, but Page beats it. Page and MJF brawls to the top of the entrance ramp, but Page sends himself and MJF crashing through a flaming table off the entrance ramp. The referee begins the 10 count, but both men beat it once again, and Page drags MJF back into the ring, drags MJF back to ringside with the chain dog collar. MJF grabs his AEW World Championship belt from ringside and hits Page with it. Page grabs it from MJF and clocks him with it, but MJF chokes Page with the chain dog collar using the ropes. Page fades as the referee begins a 10 count, but Page can't make it back to his feet. The winner of the match is still your AEW World Champion, MJF. This match was fantastic. Brutal and physical at the same time. After the match, Page is put on a stretcher out of the Crypto.com arena as the referee takes the chain dog collar off MJF. MJF stands on the top of the stretcher and holds up his AEW World Championship belt as the show goes off the air. Alright, let me give my honest opinion when I think about AEW Revolution. Now, AEW Revolution was a good show, and I give that show an 8 out of 10. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Revolution review and highlights, make sure you guys please watch the entire video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Give this video a thumbs up. Get this video to at least 35 likes, and I'll drop my WWE Raw review and highlights tomorrow. But anyway, I want you guys to follow all my socials. Follow all my socials down below in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for my WWE Raw review and highlights. And I'll see you guys in my world premiere for my AEW Revolution review and highlights at around 5 o'clock a.m. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here, gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang, thank you guys so much for coming out to my 5-hour live stream last night for my WWE 2K26. I had lots of fun on Twitch, man. Thank you guys so much for all the love support on Twitch. And that's all I got to say from here. So have a great night. Stay safe and stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang, like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure this video gets a lot of attention. So share this with your friends and family. This video deserves 35 likes, and that's all I gotta say. So stay too sweet. Have a great night. Too sweet. And I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.